Welcome back, and welcome back. This is Mo Love Beauty, and today I just wanted to come to you really, really quick about something that I was thinking about today, just in general. I was thinking about it, and I realized that I am not in survivor mode anymore. Like, really, it just really came to me. It just really came to me today, just through my current state and what I do daily. And I'm just at a really happy place. I'm at a really joyful place in my life. And it's not that things are perfect, because they're not. But I realize that I'm not in that stressful survival mode. That's what I call it, survival mode. I was in survival mode for years. I'm not even going to lie. And you know what survival mode is. I'll just, tell you what it is, my definition of it. It's when you're constantly just trying to make it to the next thing. I mean, like, you're surviving until your next paycheck. You're surviving the next crisis. Crisis can be a flat tire. Crisis can be something breaks in your house. You're surviving to the weekend. Oh my God, you're working all week just so you can survive and have those days off. You're surviving till the next bill gets paid. Let me pay on this little bill until next week or 2 weeks from now when I get this little money here or do this little thing there and get paid. Surviving until something finally gets better. That's what survival mode is. And you know what? There is always a little current, like a little wave of stress underneath everything when you're living like that. You're just constantly in a stressful state. Because think of it, like this, if you're surviving in water, you're struggling to keep your head above the water so you don't sink, right? And that's what life can start feeling like. You get up, you go to work, you come home, you handle the next problem, you pay what you can, you go to sleep, and then you get up and you do it again. Days become weeks, and weeks become months. And for me, those months became years. So eventually, I realized that I did not want to live the rest of my life in survival mode from one thing to the next. And I wanted to actually build a life. So if you're getting tired of that and you wanted to make a change, I'm going to tell you how. I get tired of people telling us what we need to change without telling us how. So I decided that I'm going to give you some things that helped me. This is my own personal journey, it's my own personal experiences, but I want to help the next person. So I would like to help some people, whoever it may be. If it's even one person, I would be happy that I could help somebody get out of survival mode. So here are the things and the tips that I had that helped me get out of the situations that I was in. And number one is I increased my earning power. And I know that sounds simple, and so for some people it doesn't. I just increased my earning power. For me, that meant me going back to school. I had to go back to school, and let me tell you, I went back to school as an older adult. I didn't go back to school as a 25-year-old, 30-year-old. That's even good if you have to go back to school. At that age, that's even better because you're ahead. I went back to school, and I'm not going to tell you my age, but I went back to school when my last child was close to 30 years old, okay? And I went back to school because by then I had time, I was more focused, and it's a whole nother story behind that. But I finished my nursing school, I became a nurse, and I increased my income. So that's number one. Education doesn't necessarily mean a 4-year university. It could be a 1-year school program, an accelerated program, a trade program, or certificate program, something that can work that you can work on that's towards you earning more income. So I had to increase my earning power. Ask yourself, what can I learn today that can put me in a better position a year or two from now? And listen, those years are going to go by anyway. They're going to pass anyway. So you may as well be increasing your earning potential rather than trying to go out and get a second job. Then you're still in survivor mode. Now you're working more than 40 hours a week. And it's just like a roller coaster ride that you can't get off, and you're staying in that stressful state. So, to me, I believe increasing your earning potential by going and getting more education is a better way to go. All right? So, the second thing that I did was I stopped reacting and I started being more strategic. And this one was huge because you got to have a strategy in order to get yourself in a better position. Being strategic is just like thinking things through, thinking ahead. It's like playing a game of chess. What's my next move? What do I need to do? How do I need to, move the players on the board in order to get to where I need to get to, So I started planning simply. I just simply started writing down things. What did I want to do? What was bothering me? What can I actually change, like now, here and now? What's most important right at this very moment to get me out of this stressful survival mode and into a more better position, And so what I started to do is I started saying, listen, I'm not going to stop and I'm not going to try to fix everything at one time. So I started with one thing. I did the same thing when I cleaned my house. I started with one room at a time when I organized. So I started with one thing at a time that I needed to look and change. So if it's my finances, I said, okay, let me sit down, manage my money. Let me save an emergency account. I didn't start with $20,000. I started simply with $5,000. Let me save my first $5,000 over here. This is for emergencies. If my car breaks down, if I need new tires, if the water heater goes out at home, I got some money saved to the side. Okay, so that's what I did. Then the second thing I was strategic about was paying down my debt. So I sat down, averaged out all of my bills for the month. I paid myself first, and I did a whole thing of let me chip away at the smallest bill. And we already know if you got credit cards, they want you to pay them off and all of that. But right now, I'm going to deal with what I can deal with to get myself out of survivor mode. So if I got a credit card for $500 and I got one for $5,000, I'm going to pay the one for $500 first. And we're going to chip away at that at the same time as me saving and paying my other bills. So that's why you have to be strategic, because you have to sit down and figure out what's the best recourse. And then I educated myself in that area. I would pull up YouTube pages. I would read things and I would try to figure it out. And so I just did the chip away method. And then when I was done, I finished that one bill and then I went to the next. Once I saved up first $5,000, then I'm going to go to $10,000. So that's what I mean by being strategic. Okay? The next thing that I did was I became intentional about my health. Because this is my story about getting out of survival mode. So these are the things that were important to me. And so I just wanted to work on my health. I didn't want to get up every day, feel stiff. I'm working 12 hours. I'm on my feet. So what I did was I always had a membership at the gym, and that's the funny thing, but I was never consistent. So I figured that the easiest way for me to get moving was to actually start moving. So I just started walking, simply walking. Um, my goal was an hour. I would be strolling through TikTok or whatever, and then I found that they had a walking club. So I paid the little $5 registration fee, and I went down and I walked with them. And then I would walk at this little park around my house. So I just started moving. Then that made me want to buy a bike. And so I did that. And so I stopped thinking of it as exercise and punishment. And I started making it just a part of my actual life. And I did actually enjoy it. And, I actually enjoyed riding my bike. So, and I just started planning my food and my meals. That was another part of the health thing that I wanted to do. So that's what I did, I started looking at recipes that I liked, eating certain fruit and vegetables that I liked, making the smoothies that I liked, grilling my chicken and finding ways to cook chicken. Listen, it's so many ways you can cook chicken. Nobody never tell me that they don't know how to cook chicken. It's so many ways you can cook chicken. Boil it, bake it, broil it. I mean, all you got to do is throw some rice and vegetables with it, and you got a meal. And it became less about being deprived and just more about me learning how to take better care of myself, which I did pretty well, but I just was more strategic, again, that word again, in what I did, if that makes sense to you. So that was what I did to get my health under control. I'm just giving you the basics. I'm not going into depth because I could, but I won't because this video will be super long. The next thing I did, and this would be the fourth thing. So the first thing was I increased my earning potential. The second thing was I was strategic. The third thing was working on my health. The fourth thing that I did to get out of survival mode was I started opening up socially. And this one surprised me because once I started walking, exercising, and being more intentional, I started making an effort socially too. I would call a friend. Hey, when you want to do lunch? Let's go do lunch. Somebody invites me to a picnic, I'll go. Birthday party, okay, I'll go. But of course, I'm still selective. I'm just not going. I'm not saying yes to everything, but I did start opening myself up more socially. Because, when you're in survival mode, even an invitation can feel stressful because you're like, oh my God, now I got to find something to wear. Now I got to get my hair done. Now I got to spend more money, and you just say, I'd rather not go because you're in that stressful state. You're trying to pay bills and keep up and, sometimes buying an outfit is just not in it for you. So, but for me, it's a little different because I have too many clothes because, and so I always say I don't have anything to wear, but I really did. But that's a whole nother video. And I do have a video on that Use What You Got video. So if you have time, go and look at that as well. And also like, share, and subscribe too. Okay? But everything feels like a big deal when you're in survival mode. So, dating, I opened myself up to, going on a little date here or there, meeting people for drinks. I don't really drink, but drinks, coffee, lemonade, conversation, dinner, So I just basically opened myself up more. I would go, hey, I'm going to get me some perfume. I would go invite a friend to meet me somewhere, and we'd go pick out perfumes, or we'd go to the fruit market, or just things that I basically like to do. I would invite people to join me. So that was one way that I opened up myself socially. And the fifth way that I did is I stopped letting everybody else's emergencies become mine. And this one is important because when you're in survival mode, somebody could call and say, can you do my hair tomorrow? Because, I am a hairstylist as well as a nurse. And I would probably say yes. I would. I probably would have said yes. Now, you know what? Let me check my schedule. Because you calling me the day before. Because you got an emergency. So let me check my schedule. And if I can do them, I would. But I started that was one of my rules. I just started setting boundaries for people, including my children, my clients, my children, everybody. The rule was you got to call and book an appointment. The rule is if you need me to assist you with doing something, this goes for my children or whatever, got to call me and give me the heads up because I'm doing things. I'm outside. No, I'm just kidding. I wasn't outside, but I was doing things that I wanted to do for myself. I wanted to take myself on a walk. I wanted to take myself out to lunch or meet somebody for lunch. I wanted to go get my eyebrows arched, my nails done, whatever it is that I wanted to do for myself. I wanted to go to the grocery store, take my time, look down the aisles and see what healthy things I can buy for myself. I had to be not selfish, self-full. I heard Tisha Campbell say that on an interview, and I really liked it. Instead of always sacrificing your happiness for other people, I had to say, you know what? You're welcome to join me, but I'm on a journey to get out of the situation that I am in. I can no longer put you before myself, and I still love you, but after I'm done with this, sure, I can come over and help you do something or, whatever the case may be. So yeah. And I'm going to have to plug my computer up because it wants to die on me. But yeah, I scheduled around my exercises. I scheduled around my activities. I scheduled around my rest. I needed sleep some days. I even made a decision that after nursing school, for the first year, I wasn't picking up any extra shifts. But you know what? I have budgeted myself and planned things and been so strategic. I don't even have to pick up any extra shifts. Not that, I can and make this extra money, but I don't want to. I don't want to be in a stressful state. I don't want to be in survival mode anymore. I don't want to do it like that. So I got to be smarter about the moves that I make so that I don't have to. Now, if I choose to one day, hey, I want to go on this Jamaica vacation, so I'm going to work an extra shift so I can get to my goal faster. Cool. But if you're strategic and you're planning, like for instance, my Jamaica trip is until next year. I got time because I'm going to be strategic about it, some of the things that I have on my bucket list. I'm going to be strategic about them. So, let me see. I don't even know what number that is, but, this is number 6. The 6th thing that I did to get out of survivor mode is I started looking for little leaks. The leaks in my life. Sometimes it's not the huge expenses, it's the little things. Those were like my subscriptions and me buying food. A lot of times when I would get home from work, because working 12 hours, you're getting off at 7:30 in the evening. And it's easier just to stop and pick you up something. Or it's easier, some mornings I didn't feel like making a lunch. So I made sure that I would increase my groceries list or budget so that I could have everything in-house. And I do not have to stop when I got off work and pick me up something. So I would make sure that I shopped and my grocery list was realistic. I had lunch food, I had dinner food, and I had breakfast food. And I had seasonings, sauces. I had everything that I needed at home. I had a deep freezer so that I could I would take certain days and I would cook. I canceled a lot of subscriptions. I downgraded a lot of subscriptions. Those were my leaks. I don't know what your leaks may be. Your leaks may be getting your nails done too much. I did that. I stopped that in nursing school. I started getting my nails done once a month or once every 6 to 8 weeks. And I would get things that I know that I could upkeep. And I also had a box of polish and studs and stones and stuff. So I would, in between me going to get my nails done, I would do my own nails. I would cut them down before I went so they won't charge me for it. I would add some stones. I would change the polish. Like one time I got my nails paint polished and they were growing long because I only would get an overlay because my nails are pretty long. So I cut my nails down and I put another polish on top of the polish, the yellow polish, but it was a deeper polish because I had a box of polish at home. And I put stones on them, changed the whole look of my nails. They still looked good. And then when I went, it was 2 months later. I think I got my nails done. The last time I got my nails done, I'm going to give you an example, was my birthday weekend, which was June the 4th. Okay. Today it is August the 23rd, and I still have haven't got my nails done, but my nails look good because I do them myself in between. Same with eyebrows and other things like that. So I just learned to seal the leaks. Now I would go and I would see that I had, who took this $35 out? And I would look and then I would be like, oh, that was a subscription. So I just canceled a lot of my subscriptions. I only kept a couple. And I'm strategic about the way I did that too. So, like, I may have stars and I may have, I don't know, what other one do I have? Oh, Philo. So I canceled the stars and I'll watch everything on Philo that I want to watch. And then when something comes back on stars that I like, I'll re-get stars. So then I would get stars. But, eventually I didn't even do that because I was so busy doing other things, and I found a way. But the moral to the story is I closed up the leaks. I, got rid of some of my subscriptions. Now I don't get those surprise automated debits out of my account, and I don't know what the heck is going on. Also, I wanted to go back real. And I want to say with my finances, I did a whole revamp to automated debiting out things before I even got my paycheck. And I increased some of my, like my 401k, my savings, health account savings that your job give you. I think it's a health savings account. I did that. I did a whole lot of revamping, investing, IRAs and things like that for my finances. But that's a whole nother video. And the seventh thing I did, and I think this is the last one, I made room to hear myself think. I prayed, I talked to God, I walked, I was thinking a lot, I was writing things down. Those quiet moments became important to me because once you're not consistently putting fires out, you finally have enough mental space to ask yourself, what do I actually want my life to look like? And that's where I am now. I'm still working. I still have bills, I still have goals. I still have things that I'm working on, but I stopped surviving until the next paycheck. And that was important to me. I stopped surviving the next crisis. I stopped just living to make it to Friday. Now I'm building, I'm planning my home, I'm taking care of my health, I'm working on my finances, I'm spending time with people that I enjoy, and I'm trying new things. I'm also protecting my time because that's important to me. And I'm thinking about my future more. That's the difference. Getting out of survival mode doesn't necessarily mean you suddenly became rich, or that nothing ever goes wrong. It just means that you finally have enough room to stop constantly reacting to life and start making choices about how you want to live your life. So if you're in survival mode right now, don't try to change everything tomorrow. Just pick one thing, write it down. Write down where you are. Write down where you want to be. Make a plan. Take the first step, then build from there. Because survival may have gotten you through one season in your life, but it doesn't have to become a permanent way of living. So you may have been in survival mode in one season like me, you know. But you don't have to permanently stay there. So that's all I have for you all today. I would like you right now to take the time out. If you stayed with this video for all 23 minutes, I really appreciate you. If you could please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Turn on your notification bells, and I will see you on the next one. When I have something that's on my heart that I want to get off, I won't hesitate to share it with you all. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Ciao, baby.